We live? We live? Are we live? The girls are saying we live. Well, nobody's in the stream yet because it's like 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's do a stream. Well, I was supposed to stream earlier today. I wanted to do my recap for the week for Big Brother, but fortunately, I'm behind in my episodes because I'm really bad at watching, you know, not even like watching TV. I've been talking to people about this lately. It's gotten so bad. Like, I know for a lot of people, it's like, oh, like attention spans. For me, my attention span falters when it comes to like keeping up with television. Because when it comes to like watching TV, like for some reason I can't do that. Like when movies in theaters, oh I can keep up. Oh like I got it. Like I'm following the movie. You know, I know the movie when the movie's coming out. I know this, that, and the third. Um tuning in, like I'm in the theater. Like if it's in the theater, oh baby, I'm there. Like if I am in the theater, we are there. Hold on, let me post about this real quick. Let me do my tweets and stuff because I didn't tweet about those streams last time, and I was like, because I was like, let's test, and I was like, surprise! Let's make sure that the things are going. Um, how am I gonna tweet that? I'll be like, let's review Smurfs 2025 live on Cake Radio. Oh, that sounds so good. Y'all, y'all, I'm so excited. YouTube or Twitch or Kick. Um, like the girls are here. Like the girls are here. The girls are here. Um, boom, and then let me do Blue Sky as well. Like I gotta get the post up. Um, dang, just all right. Yellow diamonds look like PP. I'm still streaming the clips out. By the way, I've been talking to the people about it. I'm gonna tweet just the links. I know that Elon is gonna like snub the links because he don't like the link stuff, but we still gonna run this. We still gonna run this. Like, oh no, we're still doing this. But no, back to what I was saying. Like, I am awful when it comes to watching TV. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, like, if you tell me that a movie's in theaters or like a movie's coming out in theaters, I'm like I got it. Like, oh, like I'm here. Oh, I am. You know, I'm here. Like I'm streaming. Like I am. Um, what am I talking about? I'm streaming. Well, yes, I am streaming live here on the Cake Radio and CakeDive accounts. Like, I hope you guys are excited. But no, that's not what I was here to talk about. Back to what I was saying. What I meant to say here was the when it comes to like a movie in theaters, like I will be there. Like I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune into the movie. Like I got my tickets. Like I'm an A-list power user. I used to be with Movie Pass. I used to have. I kind of been around the streets. I had I tried Cinemark Movie Club. I've tried Movie Pass, and currently I'm with A List. I'm an AMC A List power user. Yup. I'm an A List user. Yup, and I like you give me a movie in theaters. I'm there. Like I'm there. Like I'm gonna be in the theater eating popcorn. I actually don't eat popcorn like that. Ever since like the pandemic, when I like started going back to movie theaters, there was a moment in time in which like I was eating popcorn so much and I was just like sick with popcorn. I was like, oh, I don't want to eat popcorn anymore. So if I do, here's the cake dive meal, right? If I do go to a theater and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm eating. What I'm eating usually is mozzarella sticks, because like mozzarella sticks are usually bomb. Um, that or I get a drink. Now the drink I get usually depends on the vibe. If I'm getting like a soda, if I'm getting a soft drink, I am getting the um I'm gonna get me like a Minute Maid. Like if they have the little Coca Cola freestyle, I'm gonna get me a little Minute Maid and I'll mix them drinks up because a Minute Maid hates to see me coming. If I am at like a theater that has like the older machines or they got Pepsi, um, I'm gonna get like a Sprite, or if it's like a Pepsi machine, I'm gonna get like um the Tropicana lemonade or like a Mountain Dew. But if I don't get those, I'm gonna get an iced tea, and it's gonna be the blue raspberry with the cherry mix. Period. Like all the time. Like that's what I'm gonna get. I usually don't get popcorn like that unless like I am out with somebody. Like if I'm with family, with friends, and they're like, "Oh, let's get popcorn." I'm not gonna turn down that, or I got like a free popcorn or something like that, which a lot of theaters be offering if you do like a discount day or something like that. Listen, I'm a movie warrior. Like I be saying that, but when it comes to TV, for some reason I can't keep up. Like I used to be like TV warrior, like oh like 7 p.m. Central at on HBO. I'd be tuning in live. But since the era of streaming and since the pandemic, I think because of the fact that like there's been so many shows that have come out and like they've all done like the binging stuff, I haven't been able to really get with the binging vibe. And it's really bad. It's really bad for me. Like it's gotten to the point in which if there's like a show that's out that I know I'm like, oh, I need to watch like this season's Big Brother, I have to tune in weekly, or it's gonna be like, or I have to have something that's getting me that some sort of commitment to get me to keep watching, or else I'm gonna fall off. That, or I gotta watch it with friends. Like friends be doing the live streams and stuff like that with different shows. That's how I watched like the new Phineas and Ferb reboot, which I thought was bomb. Y'all should tune into the Phineas and Ferb reboot if y'all haven't. At the elementary, my family be doing that because the show is bomb. Y'all tune in at the elementary. Disney checks have not cleared, by the way. I don't know why I'm doing this Disney promo. Um, Paramount checks also haven't cleared, and I'm also going to be clearing. I'm actually going to clear Paramount with some of the stuff that I'm going to dig into today because this is the office hours. If y'all don't know, this is Cake Radio office hours. Cake on Cake Radio. Ooh, sound it out. This is Cake Radio's office hours on Cake Radio Live. If you're tuning in live or tuning into the recording once this ends, this is my weekly show that I'm doing live, in which I'm talking about pop culture news, I'm talking about the music, I'm talking about the movies, and giving you guys my thoughts. This stream is a little bit late because, again, originally I wanted to do a stream on the Big Brother season and like catch up to speed, doing recaps on the last couple episodes that have dropped. But unfortunately, I've fallen behind on the episodes, and I will see you guys this Sunday with the recap. Hopefully, Aiden will join me. I was hoping to get him on Thursday when the last episode came out, Wednesday or Thursday, but unfortunately, unfortunately he was busy, and unfortunately I was also recovering from a trip of sorts because Leo does voices, the second half of Two Better Friends. One of my very close, one of my besties came in to see me, and I had such a great time. When they left, I legit like cried on my way home. And I'm getting a little bit emotional now. Wow. Um, no, I had a really good time with them since they came to see me. And special announcement, you guys, Cake Radio Live gets the exclusive. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was going to get me that emotional. um Leota's Voices and I recorded the pilot for the Two Better Friends cast. We wanted to do a podcast together for a minute, and we've kicked the idea around for a long time. And we finally, we were both drunk and eating Taco Bell, and I was just like, what if we? I was like, let's record the episode, and they were like, yes, let's do it, and the episode's done. I gotta do well. Like it's not done. I have to edit it around a little bit for like the format. Um, but and originally it's gonna premiere this week, but obviously I'm still like I was recovering from the trip, and a lot of things have been going on since the trip wrapped up. But I also have a lot of things on my plate. Again, like trying to do the live streams, trying to catch up with Big Brother. Donkey Kong Bonanza came out. I've been playing that heavy on it. No, not that. But and I've been working on Red Velvet for the CakeDive channel, working on some movies and stuff as well. Like a lot of things are going on, a lot of stuff that I've been trying to catch up on. Um, so that is kind of I'm pushing that to next week, and I'm gonna try to do a little quick marketing campaign. We're gonna try to do some promo to promote that so that y'all tune in. It will premiere, even though it was pre-recorded, it will premiere live on Cake Radio Live, wherever you stream Cake Radio Live. And it will also be available on podcast platforms as well. I'm excited. Um, Leo's excited. I'm kind of also like concerned because that's gonna be the first time that like people will hear me like drunk live. So like that's gonna be interesting. But no, like we're both really excited for the Two Better Friends to come out, to the Two Better Friends podcast to drop. And you'll be able to see that next week. But enough about that. Let's get into the office hours. I've been yapping long enough. Let's get into it. The two items that I want to talk about are both Paramount related. Hi, Paramount Corporation. We're talking about you. Um, and I hope that this doesn't prevent y'all from trying to give me any sponsors down the line because I know how y'all get. Somebody talks ill about y'all will be like, ooh, let's not sponsor them. But I don't think y'all gonna. Well, we'll see. Knock on wood. But um, we're talking about two big things that are happening over at the Paramount Corporation, and that is one, Stephen Colbert's late night show is ending, and two, Smurfs has come out. And being the biggest Smurfs fan, like I, being the biggest fan of the Smurfs, I will be giving. I'm gonna revive Cake Dive's Movie Club, Cake Dive's Film Club, and I'm gonna invoke the film club one more time for the live stream and talk about and give you guys my review of Smurfs because I saw it this morning at 10:30 a.m. in a back screening filled with kids and moms, and I'm excited to give you guys my thoughts on this, and I'm excited to give you guys the exclusive. I hope you guys are excited because I know I sound crazy being this excited about Smurfs, but you guys will understand. But no, those are kind of the two big things that I'm going to be talking about today. If you guys have any other topics that you want me to discuss, I might talk about Nicki Minaj versus SZA because that also came out like right after I did the stream talking about how I think Nicki Minaj is under psychosis. But you know what? I'll actually give you guys an update on that too. We'll talk about those three things today on stream. I know it's late. I don't want to keep you guys up too long. Well, it is the weekend, so y'all can stay up. But we're gonna run through those two or three topics, and yeah, let's just hop into it. It's like 15 minutes in. I've been dragging it way too long, but let's just move into it. So, CBS on the 17th announced that they're canceling the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Um, I have a Variety article popped up. I'm going to read some excerpts for you about this article. TV's ongoing problems with late night have come for Stephen Colbert, with CBS announcing Thursday that it plans to end its Late Show after the next TV season, citing a financial decision. The maneuver, which ends years of original late-night programming at CBS that started when the network lured David Letterman from NBC in 1993, comes as the economics of wee hours TV have begun to accelerate, with media companies growing wary of high price tags involved in producing the shows, while the young viewers try to attract watch more of them via digital video. And then here's their statement: "We consider Stephen Colbert irreplaceable and will retire the Late Show franchise in May of 2026," CBS executive said in a statement. "We're proud that Stephen called CBS home. He and the broadcast will be remembered in the pantheon of greats that graced late night television. This is a purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. It is not related to any show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount." Um, Colbert, who was informed of the network's decision Wednesday evening, according to a person familiar with the matter, told the audience about it at the taping for Thursday's broadcast. It's a fantastic job. I wish somebody else was getting it," he quipped, while offering thanks to CBS executives and the 200 or so staffers who work on his program. Audience members booed. "Yeah, I share your feelings," said Colbert. "It is not just the end of the show, it's the end of the late show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away." Um, which I think is crazy. The article continues. It talks about how this is happening under the backdrop of the Skydance and Paramount global merger. How both Colbert and Jon Stewart's Daily Show are possibly going to be under scrutiny because of this. Um, Basically, for those who don't know, who haven't been following, Skydance, the corporation owned by David Ellison, the son of um, I'm blanking on his first name, but the Ellison that runs Oracle, that guy, and the sibling of Megan Ellison, who people don't mention Megan because they don't know who Megan is. But Megan Ellison, both siblings are in film and entertainment because you have David who runs Skydance and is trying to acquire Paramount currently, or merge with Paramount. It's an acquisition more so because they're kind of like they're taking over Paramount and wiping out the debt. But Megan Ellison owns Annapurna, which, for those who don't know about Annapurna is the film and interactive company that has made a lot of indie films and has had a very like turbulent history throughout the years because they're making indie films like they made Booksmart, they made I'm Sorry to Bother You, name a few films. They have some like bigger titles as well that like really broke out outside of those, but those are the ones that are coming to mind right now. Um, they her company entered and like tried distributing films for a period of time, and the films that they released in distribution were tanking. Then they had the partnership with MGM before MGM got acquired by Amazon. That was United Artists Releasing, where they both like jointly released and marketed their films together. The MGM films did well, the Annapurna films didn't. Um, and eventually, like, they were acquiring a lot of debt as a result of these releases, and her daddy had to basically force the creditors to um, change the amount of like interest in some of the fees and stuff that they were having to pay out for Annapurna, so that the company could remain stable. And then they also have Annapurna Interactive, which had um, some big indie hits and stuff like that come out. Most recently, people know that that studio actually like has no more employees because all of the employees that worked for Annapurna Interactive like walked out because they wanted to be spun off into an independent firm. Last minute, Megan Ellison said, "No, you can't do that," and they were like, "Okay, we're leaving." And that's kind of where that's where that sibling goes in. The other sibling, David, obviously runs Skydance, the company that is, known for producing a lot of films, especially the Mission Possible films, um, but also a bunch of films for like streaming that nobody likes or cares for. So he's currently trying to acquire Paramount, um, and wipe out some of the debt, grab this really historic film company, television company with these assets. But that merger has been dragged for a long time because of the current Trump administration. Current administration had been fighting with CBS, which is a Paramount asset, because of the 60 Minutes interview that they did with Kamala Harris during the presidential election. Trump was alleging that um, that interview was doctored to make Kamala Harris look a little bit more favorable than she really was, which is one thing. And then they sent the original footage out, which like, oh, I'm messing with this overlay, girl. Let me. This stream gonna look a little bit danky. Uh oh. This is what happens when I stream late at night, guys. But bear with me. We're gonna work this through. But basically, CBS posted the original footage. They showed that nothing was really edited outside of like traditional format editing for a television broadcast. But he was pushing this lawsuit through. Eventually, CBS settled the lawsuit, and one of the terms of this lawsuit settlement was that Trump was going to get some undisclosed additional terms of, or like some things that he would be able to get as part of his deal. And those have never been disclosed. With this cancellation, I think that might be one of the terms that has been disclosed, or like one of the things that he asked to be done, because I don't believe for a second that the highest rated late night show on cable television is getting canceled out of nowhere because it's not financially viable. If it wasn't financially viable and it's the highest rated show on television, they would have, I don't know, they would have like cut the budget somehow, cut some of the staffers, because we're in a period of recession, so they love cutting and doing layoffs. They love cutting staffers off. Could have trimmed the staff down. They could have moved the studio around out of New York into a smaller studio, done these different things. Um, but straight cancellation is pretty fishy. Um, and it also it's not a good look that 3 days before, like 3 days after that settlement with the 60 Minutes lawsuit with Trump, Stephen Colbert went on air and was talking about how this is a bribe, how you guys are being bribed. And not too long after he went on air with that, y'all canceled the show. Like, the evidence is too clear. It's too obvious. And I think that it's a bad look of David Ellison to try to concede. Obviously, his dad is conservative, so who knows how he is. Um, and I say that with the highest love, because I know that people look back and are like, "Oh, like remember when you said this?" I mean, I just don't think, on a general level, I don't think that it's a good look that you are trying to acquire this company and the federal administration has proven to itself that it doesn't care, it doesn't really care about what you do. It's just like they want you to concede and bend at the will, and you are willing to concede and show yourself. I was about to say show your ass. I can say that, right? To get this merger passed through, and it is they're like, it's not a good look that you're doing that, and you're doing it in these ways. Like, and you're going around. I need to pull up the other article, but there's another article in which that talked about how David Ellison met with the head of the FCC and said that they want to focus on American storytelling. It's crazy how like we're catering towards this very loud minority um, that is at the helm and has shown that like it doesn't matter really what you do. If you show anything that has any signs of liberalism, like you're gone, like it's over. Um, but yeah, it sucks that the show is being canceled. I don't think this is going to be a permanent decision. I think that there might be a lawsuit with like the Writers Guild or like New York or California is going to step in. That or the merger goes through eventually, because I think the merger is going to go through at some point or another. Merger goes through and they reverse the decision and they're just like, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to bring someone else in, or they're going to bring Stephen Colbert back. Who knows? We'll see. But that's my thoughts on that. Now let's talk about Smurfs, guys, because that's what you're here for. let's talk about Smurfs. Guys, I saw Smurfs today at 10:30 in the morning. Good morning. 10:30 a.m. I saw Smurfs. And let me talk about my experience. So I saw this at my AMC. It was an early morning showing. At first I was like, oh, like 10:30 a.m. like that is perfect. Like I can wake up, get to the theater, see this movie, go home, and just have the rest of the day. Like I could catch up on Big Brother, I could play Donkey Kong Bonanza, I could, take a nap, I could do whatever. Like this is incredible. It didn't dawn on me. It failed to like it. I for some reason forgot that the reason that this kids movie has a 10:30 a.m. showtime is because it's a kids movie and kids and parents will be there and they want to like you know do something with their kids early in the morning so that they have the rest of the day, or that they could like have their kids take a nap so that they could like take care of adult things. Like I for some reason forgot about that because I don't have a kid. I just be seeing movies for the love of the game, right? Um, so that happened, and I was in this pack showing with a bunch of kids, bunch of moms. The moms are in the home. I didn't see too many dads. Where's the dads at? Um, are the fathers in the home? That's my question for the people. Are the fathers in the home? But I saw this movie, and I know a lot of people were going in thinking that this movie was gonna be like the worst movie on earth. Oh, like Rihanna, Smurfette, this is gonna be awful movie. Blah blah blah, nanny boo boo. I came in to this movie with love, trust, bonding, real friendship. I came in with like in like the eyes of irony. I have been doing bits with my friends about this movie for the past several months. Um, One time I was, having some me time, having a little wind down, and I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok for the Smurfs movie, and more specifically that Rihanna song, "Friend of Mine." That when it came out, everyone was like, "Oh, this is terrible," and obviously, in the state that I was in that moment, and seeing several TikToks of the song back to back, I went back and re-listened to the song, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't think that song is that bad. Like, listen, in its defense, okay, let me rephrase. The song is bad, but if you squint your eyes a little bit, you close one ear, it's kind of a good song. Cause wait, walk over here, right? A friend of mine, I definitely thought it was fun. I like the beat, so yeah. Like the song itself isn't good because first you have this beat that goes on really long, and there's like gaps in between in which there's no vocals, in which you would think like Rihanna or a feature would be present in the song, but no, it's just the beat. And then you have Rihanna come in with this like auto-tuned voice, and it's the same lyrics. It's I think the world has deja vu. Chasing and trance, and you feel like a friend of mine. Like it's like, and it's not bad lyrics. It's just that that's it. That's the song. But listening to that beat, the beat kind of eats. Like I don't know. Like I play the beat in the club, have the DJ remix the beat. Like I'm there. Like the beat is cute. Definitely thought it was fun. I like the beat. So yeah. Um, and then the next morning after all that, I woke up and I'm like, okay. So I was like listening to song Heavy, and I have a group chat with Jeannie Box. Shout out to Jeannie Box. Mentioned her on the podcast before. She might join the podcast at some point. We've floated the idea before. We both love music, so I think that might happen. Um, just gotta be the right album, right time. But me, Genie Box, Jordan, Pink Poppy, and a few of our friends as well. We have a group chat where we talk about films, and we also talk about like different things as well, whatever's relevant, but it's mostly geared towards film. Originally, it was a smaller group chat on Twitter with me, Jeannie, and a few of our friends. But obviously, Twitter became X, and Twitter became awful. And we were like, you know what? Like, let's just move. Let's move to Discord. We have a Discord group chat now, and Jordan's a part of it now, and all that type of stuff. Um, since Wicked last came out last year, Wicked, the first Wicked film, I've changed the name every like month or so, around certain movies, because like there's certain movies that people get hyped for, like there's irony, like there's silly names and stuff that we do. Um, for the past couple months leading up to the release of Smurfs, our I made the group chat, and after I woke up after that rabbit hole regarding a friend of mine, I woke up that morning and I changed the group chat name to "On Everyone's Soul We're Watching Smurfs," because like it's true, like I'm invoking that, like on everyone's soul, like we're watching Smurfs, like yes, we're watching this movie, guys. Like, get your tickets because your soul's on the line. Oh my gosh. um, but no, I said that we have been talking about the film, and I've been talking about the film in like irony. Um, I've been like, guys, did you guys get your tickets? Like, did you guys get your Smurfs tickets? Stuff like that. And everyone was cold feet, tough crowd. Um, and I also been doing that with friends outside of the group chat too. I'm like, guys, I think we should all see Smurfs. I saw not talk. What was the movie from the Talk to Me people that came out this year that was like really like terrifying? Um, oh, Bring Her Back. When Bring Her Back came out, I saw that with like two of my close friends, Aiden and one of my other friends. We saw that together. We were walking out the theater. They was talking about how much they loved the movie. I was quiet because I thought the movie was fucking terrifying. What the hell? And there was a Smurfs poster that was in front of like our theater, and I look and I'm like, so like, are we all gonna go see Smurfs together? Suddenly, cold feet. Like suddenly, no, like everybody wants to see the scary movie and shit like that, but nobody wants to see the Smurfs movie. Suddenly, everybody want to turn their nose up to the Smurfs movie, and I'm just like, ah, like, where's your whimsy? Where's your childlike joy? Like we need that every now and then because the world's burning in front of us. Um, so I saw Smurfs by myself. Yeah, I was a grown ass man in this auditorium, surrounded by families, by myself watching the Smurfs movie, and I don't care, cause you know what, the movie was kind of good. Let me like I dare I say it, dare I say the movie was kind of good, guys. I don't know. I saw the movie. I know a lot of people thought that the movie was going to be awful. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was all that bad. Like, guys, let's like the box office was saying 12 million, which is like awful considering that this film has a $58 million budget. Like, it's not gonna make that bad. But it's also got a lot of competition in the movie. Like, you competing against Superman second weekend, Jurassic World also stole the theaters. I Know What You Did Last Summer also came out this weekend. Eddington also came out this weekend. I actually saw I Know What You Did Last Summer this weekend too. I thought it was really good. And the ending, I can't spoil it because I need y'all to like, but I'm very pleased. Like, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied, and I'll leave it at that. Um, but yeah. We I saw Smurfs this morning, and I'm gonna be honest here. Like, a lot of people are thinking there's gonna be like this really bad like kids movie, and like while it is a kids movie, I don't think it was that bad, guys. Like, I don't know. There's obviously like some of the very typical like kids movie like beats. Like, it's really a movie about, first of all, James Corden Smurf. Why are we bringing James Corden back? I'm assuming that this movie was like in development like well before James Corden was like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm like bowing out of like the public eye because people hate me. Um, but he's back. He's James Corden. There's James Corden Smurf, and he's like the lead in this movie, unfortunately. And I'm like, ugh, I gotta deal with James Corden Smurf. Um, but I watched this, and it's basically, literally, the movie's about James Corden Smurf, whose name is No Name for a good portion of the movie, who is like trying to figure out like what kind of Smurf he is, because obviously, if you know about the Smurfs, there's like Smurfette and Papa Smurf, but then you have like Brainy and Grouchy and like people like Smurfs named after their characteristics, basically, and things that they are able to do. Um, Literally, the trailer and like a good portion of the movie talks about how like there's different Smurfs, like there's like sound effects Smurf. There was influencer Smurf in the marketing, but they took out influencer Smurf. They took him out back. They took him out back, guys. And I blame the public because y'all was like, oh, why is there influencer Smurf? Like, oh, this movie is gonna be so cringy. The movie's gonna be bad. They took him out back, and we never see him again. He's not in the movie, guys. And I blame the public. I blame the public for what they did to that man, to that Smurf. But no, I basically the movie was about what was it called? Um, it was about this no name Smurf, which was trying to figure out like who he is, who he's gonna be, like what kind of Smurf he is, and he struggles because there's there's nothing that he can do. There's nothing good. There's nothing cool that he can do. Um, that gives him a name, and he finds this magic book that gives him magic, and he is like, oh, I figured out what I'm gonna be. He alerts the wizards of his presence because apparently Gargamel got a brother, Razamel, and Papa Smurf's kidnapped. And then they gotta go on this mission to go save Papa Smurf, which the fact that I'm able to repeat this plot to you says a lot. Like I have a better attention span than Nicki Minaj does. Nah, let me not get in trouble. Let me not get in trouble, guys. Um, but basically that's the plot. There's a lot of different kids movie, it follows the same typical kids movie beats of oh, you are enough, believe in yourself. It is a musical. I feel like a lot of people forget, a lot of people were not informed that this was a musical. I was about to say musical, like Glorilla music. Um, but the it is a musical. I feel like a lot of people didn't realize that, even though the trailers did try hiding it, but the fact that it was are you ready to get pumped up? And he was using the songs, and it was showing them singing and dancing. No, it's not like Shrek, in which they saved that for the end. I'm a believer. This is a musical. There are several singing moments in this film. Um, and I'm disappointed because friend of mine is at the end. It's the end credit song. It's not the song that they dance to at the end. I'm like, whoa. Um, but what was it? James Corden gets a song in this. I don't think he's actually singing. I don't think he's doing the singing. I was listening to that in the theater. I'm like, I don't think that's James Corden. It sounded like somebody else was singing. Because I don't think James Corden can sing. I don't know where he I don't know where he came from. As an American, unfortunately, I only became aware of James Corden by force, against my will. He popped up with that little talk show that is no longer on air, and then he was doing the movies, but he was being annoying in the movies. I, but I know his voice, and when I heard him, when I heard the singing song, the singing song, bitch, when I heard the song that he was singing, I was like, wait, the voice sounds different. I don't think that's him. I think they got someone else to sing the song for his musical number. Rihanna has a song in the movie that I honestly think is kind of cute. I think it's a cute song. I like it's a song for a movie by Rihanna. So like I feel like people will ignore it in a similar type of way that they did with like Friend of Mine or like with Lift Me Up. Like they're gonna do it the same thing with that. But I think that that's just kind of like how it is, unfortunately. And there's like some other songs in the movie too. It's a musical movie for kids. But like the reason that I say that it is kind of good is like because I know like a lot of people were talking about like oh like the animation looks unfinished. With the animation didn't look okay. The animation looked bad in some parts, and I think it's because of the fact that like after Spider Verse came out, there's this thing that these movies do in which they're going for this like not like hand drawn, but just kind of like this animation style that kind of makes it look like it's lower quality because like it kind of looks like it kind of looks stylistic. I was about to say hand drawn, but that's not the case because these are all 3D movies. Um, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, these movies look like they're unfinished and stuff like that." And like for a good chunk of the movie like the animation style does not look that bad. I feel like it looks really bad once they're like in the on Earth when they pop up in Earth for like a brief second um and they're interacting with like real life things like real life animals or like stuff like that or like real life humans and stuff like that when they have those interactions and I'm like okay this looks kind of rough. um Speaking of, I don't know why for these Smurfs movies they keep sending them to the real world. I also noticed that like I also brought this up with Aiden when I talked to him privately about the movie. um there's a new SpongeBob movie coming out. There's a trailer in front of this, and for some reason I was just like that movie's also taking them to Earth, and I'm just like, why? Like I know people were talking about how like oh like why do these Smurfs movies always go to Earth? Because we all remember the 2012 Smurfs films in which they were just on Earth for some reason, and Neil Patrick Harris was there for some reason. But why do the SpongeBob movies also go to Earth? Like you can have a story. Like is it because like they want to have a cheaper budget and they just like oh we could just film on Earth and film on location because it's cheaper that way? I don't know. Somebody got to explain. Somebody at Paramount explain to me this. Um, but no, I don't know why they had the Smurfs on Earth again. It didn't make sense to me why they need to do that. They just kind of did it just to do it. Because like it's not impactful to the plot. It's not like oh they accidentally get sent to Earth, um, or like they get stuck on Earth or anything like that. Like there's just like oh like one of the portals to see Papa Smurf's brother. Oh, I'm talking spoilers here, but like do y'all really care? No, sorry. The they're like oh you got to see Ken, Papa Smurf's brother, and it takes them to Earth for some reason, and they're just kind of there, and then they leave, and then it's like, oh, you got to go to Roosevelt's castle, and that's also on Earth in Germany for some reason. Um, so they go back there, and like that's it's like then they go back to like the animated world. And that's basically it. Like it doesn't make too much sense why they're on Earth, but that's basically what's going on with that. Um, then what else do I want to talk about here? The I talked about the animation. Oh wait, no. There's one of the parts that I thought was like good. No, okay, wait. Let me talk about what I think is bad because I'm like finding it. We're 45 minutes in, and I'm like struggling to have a review. And I used to do this with Lacey and Take. I used to be able to review. So like, let me find it. Here's what I thought was bad. What I thought was bad in the movie was the some of the animation style, which I talked about earlier. Some of it does look like undone. Like they're kind of going with that style that like kind of got pioneered with like Spider Verse, and which is like, oh, let's kind of go with this like kind of stylistic looking animation, but because it's 3D and because it's like, oh, we want to like have this look to it, it looks kind of cheap, and a lot of people are like, oh, this looks cheap, but in the movie itself, when they're in animation, like it looks good. But when they're in real life or when they're interacting with things that isn't a part of like the Smurfs world, then it's like, oh, okay. Or like if they're doing heavy action, there's some scenes in which it's like, oh, this looks awful. That's what I thought was bad. What I also thought was bad was I feel like the Rosamel and Gargamel dynamic, the brother dynamic, was like really rushed. Like it feels like they did not do too much story building with the. They didn't do well like building that storyline and establishing the villain that was involved. Like I feel like they could have just kept it at Gargamel and been fine. But for some reason they introduced this fuck ass brother and we're supposed to like care. Um what else? What else did I not like? Um there's like the ending song, not friend of mine. Let's get that clear. I'm a friend of mine defender. There's a song in the end, like in the credits, like at the end of the film when they're like doing the dance sequence. There's like it's like, ooh, baby, do you know what's worth? Like they like Rihanna's doing a version of that. That whatever she was doing on that cover sounded awful. Don't do that again. Don't ever do that again, because that was an awful. That was awful. But that was pretty much like what I didn't like from Smurfs. What I liked about the film was I thought like it's a kids movie. It's made for kids. Sorry to break that to the adults in the room, but it's a movie for kids. Like I feel like a lot of people when they review like family movies and stuff like that and kids movies is that I think they forget that like not everything can be like timeless Pixar because like I feel like people remember like the Pixar and the DreamWorks movies that they grew up watching as kids. Now that we old adults, we're becoming hags before our eyes, y'all. Um, but they remember growing up with that stuff, and they're like, "Wow, these movies aren't like this anymore." And like some of the movies are. You have your movies like The Wild Robot, which I feel like are really or like Mitchell's versus Machines on Netflix, like these really great movies that are stylistic. They have a lot of heart, a lot of love to it. That look great and will stand the test of time as like the kids of this generation will become old and get older. Like those are gonna be the type of movies that they will grow up and show their kids. Um, and then like I feel like people think that like family movies are all supposed to be like that, but we be forgetting that like when we grew up, yes, there were those timeless movies, but there was also like really shitty movies, like really bad movies that we were watching and were like really forgettable. And then there were also the in between movies, like movies that were like kind of good, but people don't really talk about. Like people, like y'all, we grew up watching Underdog. We grew up watching Over the Hedge. Over the Hedge was my shit. I loved Over the Hedge growing up, but people don't be talking about Over the Hedge enough. I watched Dougal as a kid. Y'all remember Dougal? Dougal was a movie that was out in like the 2000s that we watched and we suppressed in our memories. But that's my case in point. There's a lot of movies that like were really bad that we as kids watched growing up and loved and tuned into that we will not speak of ever again. Like I feel like people forget that those movies just happen to exist because that is a byproduct of making kids movies. Like there are movies that exist that are made with kids in mind that the kids will enjoy because it's a kid movie and it's geared towards them. But once they grow up and they look back at it, they're like, "Ooh, okay." Or like the parents will look back and be like, "Oh, like parents will be like, oh, like this is just like a movie to just pass the time." But I don't think it was a bad movie. Like it's very typical kids movie. Has a little bit of heart into it. It's cute. Some of the music's cute. Some of the music's fun. I like friend of mine. Friend of mine is growing on me, y'all. There was one song that was in like the intro sequence when they introduced the Smurfs that I thought was cute. I like definitely thought it was fun. I like the beat, and then that other Rihanna song that's in like one of the newer songs that they didn't like tease or promote in the trailers and stuff like that. I thought that was a cute song. What else did I like? There was one piece of the animation that I did like. There's a scene in like the climax battle where they are like hopping through different like universes essentially, and or like most dimensions is the word, not in universes, dimensions. They're moving through different dimensions, and they are essentially like going through different visual styles. Like one style is like and or like different like actual dimensions. Like one of them is like a dimension that feels like they're like it's in like it's like involving cells and stuff like that, and it's like okay, but then there's stuff that's like actually kind of like cute in which like there's a video game dimension in which it's like, oh, like it's very NES styled. There is a claymation, um it's a claymation dimension that they're in that I thought was really cute. And then there was also like an anime dimension in which like they just did an anime battle. And I was like, okay, like it, like there's moments in this movie in which they're like having fun with it, regardless of the fact that like it's a Smurfs movie and like you can only do so much with a Smurfs movie. Um, and I don't know, like definitely thought it was fun. I like the beat. Like I don't know, like the people are strict on it. One of my friends also saw it and was like, "Oh, like I thought it was boring. Like I was bored and like I had another hour left. Like it just drags on." And they're talking about their audience and how like their audience walked out. Like two people walked out like midway through the movie. Like they're bored. My audience was loving the movie. I don't know what audience he was in, but them kids was laughing at the movie. The adults was laughing at the adult jokes because there's some like pretty interesting, like the adult jokes were adult jokes. Um, like there was laughs in the theater, there was chuckles in the theater. Like the people were having fun. Like I don't know, maybe the people near me just aren't as strict as y'all. I don't know. Maybe we just happier over here. But I gave Smurfs 3.5 out of 5 on Letterbox. If y'all want to follow me on Letterbox at CakeDive on Letterbox, I'll be at the movies all the time. Y'all gonna get the reviews. Um, but I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because I thought that like it's a typical kids movie. It's inoffensive. There's like I think the worst part of the movie really just falls down on some of the animation. I think that just needs some work. But like it's a kids movie. Like it really like unless you like really hate kids movies, which at that point, why are you watching a kids movie for families and for kids? You're not gonna like the movie. If you're expecting this to like redefine the Smurfs and like you know turn the wheel on the Smurf, like really reinvent them, like this is not the movie for you because it doesn't like it just rehashes a lot of the same stuff that the Smurfs is known for because like that's Smurfs lore. Like you really like that's really what there like. There's a lot of this stuff is what the original creator created. Like I feel like a lot of people who are like, oh, like it's a lot of the same things that we've been told before. Like a lot of people are forgetting that like that's what the Smurfs is. I feel like a lot of people forget what the Smurfs is like. Um, I'm someone who like watched the Smurfs as a kid. Like I'm not a hag, okay, but my grandma had like the DVDs of the Smurfs, and like I grew up watching like the Smurfs. So like I remember watching that was one of the shows that I would watch as a little kid. Like I was watching that. I was watching Looney Tunes. I was watching Ed, Edd n Eddy. I was watching um I was watching old and new shows. I was watching Phineas and Ferb. Like I was watching these shows like The Proud Family. I was watching a lot of these like some of the old retro shows and some of those new shows that were popping at the time. As I was growing up, as I was maturing. So like the Smurfs was a part of that. It did the Smurfs in a nice way. I'm glad that it wasn't like the Smurf, like it wasn't really a Smurfs go back to the real world type thing. I'm glad that it was only like a small piece of the plot. It felt kind of like SpongeBob SquarePants, the first film, in which like it was mostly on in their world, and then they like briefly popped up in Earth real quick, and then like would pop back. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was an inoffensive movie. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. If y'all really want to see it, go see the movie. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do, because some of y'all like, oh, yeah. Like I know people are gonna start posting the like the reviews of the movie and talking about how they think it's bad or whatever. Like I don't know. I thought the movie was cute. It's a cute little family movie. I feel like I'm defending a lot of family movies now because I remember seeing the most recent Minions film. And I remember a lot of people were like, "Oh, this movie's awful," and I was like, I actually thought that this was kind of cute. Like I don't know, um I don't know, like some of the family kids, some of the family movies be like some of the family movies are for families. Like they really do be like inoffensive movies. Some cute for the kids. Like this movie was cute for the kids, but suddenly everyone's like, all the grown adults who like hate the world because the world's falling before them and they don't want to have no fun. They just like, oh, I don't, like why, like what's going on with the kids movies? What's going on with kids movies? Like listen, I thought the movie was cute. Y'all go see Smurfs. Um, that's my thoughts on Smurfs. If y'all enjoy, I'm not gonna end the stream yet because uh, there might be some more topics. I still got to talk about like the Nicki Minaj versus SZA stuff. I know that's not really like the big thing about this call. This call is mainly we're supposed to be reviewing Rihanna, but I know I talked about this Stephen Colbert show getting canceled early on because of the office hours. Um, but I want to give some brief thoughts about like the Nicki Minaj and SZA stuff. I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'm gonna run an ad or two, um, and like call it a day. Well, I'm not gonna call it a day. I'm gonna like what's the word? I'm gonna run some ads. I'm gonna take a break, get some water, and I'm gonna go come back and like discuss the Nicki Minaj and SZA stuff real quick, and then I'll end the stream because we've been running for a good hour. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, I'm back briefly. I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm also getting tired. It's like 10. It's like 10 o'clock, almost 10:30 my time. And we're near the hour mark, guys. But no, Nicki Minaj and SZA. Nicki has been tweeting about SZA because SZA posted one of those random tweets that she usually does, and Nicki was like, "Oh, like Nicki was going at her." What are my thoughts on that? I think Nicki's really a loser, a bum, dare I say. I think that Nicki is really running out of steam. She's running out of friends, and she's running out of connections. I think the fact that like she picked the wrong one because the fact that like she went at SZA and SZA went back at her, and like she really can't argue with SZA because one, when SZA was like, "This isn't about you," like this tweet wasn't even about you, but you inserted yourself in this because you're a loser. Nikki was like, "Oh, I'm in a meeting, and so maybe I probably misread this, but I'm in a meeting when I come back from this." And like I'll come back with you about this, and she was just on a wild tangent, just ranting about this girl, and she was talking about like her voice and stuff like that, and all, and the fans were coming at her trying to talk about the music and like the music performance, but you can't argue with SZA because SZA has her like certifications, like she got her diamonds, she got her golds, she got her platinums, she's been selling out the tours, she's on tour currently with Kendrick, you know, so like it really isn't like much of a the her Nicki coming at her doesn't make much sense. Like it's not gonna do that much numbers. It's not like a Cardi B or a Megan Thee Stallion type thing in which like there is an audience that will hate the girls that she's beefing with, or even a Lotto. Like there isn't like an audience that people there isn't a like people don't there like there isn't anyone who like really dislikes SZA. Like people, the public at large really enjoys SZA, and the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the numbers. Um, so coming at her makes her look really weird finally, which I'm glad that that's happened. Additionally, I think that we're rearing the end because now the fact that like Nicki is ranting and arguing with pop girls and like R&B girls rather than the rap girls shows that she's really ran through everybody that she could fight with on the rap girl front, and because of the fact that those girls have paid her dust, she's now just like she's digging at scraps, and I think that's really sad. Gonna get to the point in which and we're kind of seeing that already with like the VMAs, how like originally she was hosting the VMAs and then Megan hosted the VMAs next. Um, but I think we're gonna start seeing more and more things in which the like it's really just her fans that are supporting her. So it's really gonna get to the point in which like for a lot of these award shows and events and stuff like that, like she's not gonna get invited anymore because she's been beefing with a lot of these girls. And I mean, would you rather have Megan Thee Stallion and SZA and Lotto and these other girls at your event? The girls that are really popping and doing their stuff and getting like they're dominating the conversation even if it's incontroversial, like at least like it's there's still general positive like work and stuff that they're doing and stuff that, and like they're doing numbers still. Like Megan has that Tory situation that's kind of or like that, and also that other lawsuit that's been going on, but still people really enjoy Megan. Like people streaming the music, people attend the tours and stuff like that. SZA really has not been in any controversy or stuff like that. Like she has had some like odd end tweets and stuff like that when she was online like that, but she been on her Zoom. She been dropping the music, dropping the albums. People like the music. People like them albums. People been attending the tours. You know, Lotto low-key a bird because she got pulled. She was brought out by Drake. He signed with the loser, but you know the music was still popping. People streaming the music. People was tuning into Lotto. Um, you picking people like that, and then you have Nicki Minaj, in which all she really is doing is beefing with people. She got liens on her accounts. She is her tour is done. She's not putting out any new music, but the only people that listen to the music is just her. Like it's kind of weird, but she's at the end of the career. We really gonna see how this goes because all we can do is look. Um, I will apologize and say that like when I was saying that she had psychosis in on the last stream, I'll take that back because this isn't psychosis. She is just a loser. But that's my thoughts on that, and that's my thoughts on everything. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on the Stephen Colbert cancellation of the Late Show, the my review on Smurfs, my thoughts on Smurfs, and my experience on Smurfs, that type of stuff, as well as like the Nicki Minaj, bit at the end with this episode of Office Hours. If you guys enjoyed my thoughts talking about movies, please let me do streams about movies again. Please let me do streams about movies. Like, oh my gosh, like listen, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because I always keep it real. I love talking about movies. The ZCN. I was doing the ZCN sounded out. I was doing the ZCN ticket channel for a long time, so I really enjoyed doing movies. I really enjoy talking about movies and watching movies and reviewing movies. And I did, and y'all know that because I was trying to do film club on here and doing like actual podcast episodes, like reviewing movies. But it wasn't where the Cardi B. It wasn't doing that much numbers. Like y'all wasn't really tuning in like that. Like y'all didn't really care about it like that. Um. So I hope that with the Smurfs stream, y'all tune in and y'all we start having more conversations about the movies. There's big movies coming up. I hope y'all maybe I could do more like this. Who knows? But yeah, that was my thoughts on Smurfs. Y'all go see the movie. Just vote, just see the movie. Um and yeah, if y'all enjoyed this episode of Office Hours, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, or drop something in the live chat while we still live. Um, Again, you can tune in to these streams live every week when I do the streams. On YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick. Kick might go because I was testing that out just to see, and it really don't be doing that much numbers. I was just trying to see what's popping over there, but I don't know. You'll also get the replay of this on those platforms, also on podcast platforms too. I just need to lock in and upload those to um my through my distributor and get that done. But yeah, I next time y'all will see me live is probably gonna be this Sunday, where I will be recapping the last couple episodes of Big Brother season 27. Getting you guys up to speed with the episode that drops Sunday as well. And then next week, there's probably gonna be another Office Hours stream where I talk about the next trending pop culture topics. There'll probably also be another Big Brother stream next week as well, and then you'll also get the premiere of Two Better Friends cast next week as well. So a lot of streams. Might also record a actual like pre-recorded Cake Radio Show episode for you guys as well. But yeah, that is it for me. I thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream, or tuning into the replay whenever you guys tune in. This has been the Cake Dive. This has been Cake Radio Live, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye bye. Like it's done, but like bye bye. Like I'm gonna see y'all next time. Like Y'all go subscribe. Y'all go tune in. Y'all go follow. Y'all do the things. Run it up. Run it up. Run it up. I'm gonna see y'all next.